Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with some interesting news. A new video has just recently been released in regards to a Total War Saga Troy. It's a rather long video, but it's got a bunch of information regarding a new playable faction, the Kingdom of Lycia, the campaign map itself, and some other few bits of information. What we're going to do is we're going to watch the whole thing and stop where we need to just to start analysing anything that may be of interest. So I'll be providing some commentary as and where appropriate. King Sarpedon and his Kingdom of Lycia is the newest confirmed playable faction for Total War Troy. Located at the far east of the map, which we'll see soon in this video, Sarpedon's forces seem to be focused around very light, fast-moving units, so it can be assumed that this faction will be focused around a very heavy skirmish combat style. Here we can see the campaign map, which, to be honest, I did not expect to be so large. It looks like there's a lot of different areas which will be playable. If the icons on the map are anything that is to be expected from a Total War game, it looks like there's going to be 13 playable factions as from launch. The only thing that really strikes out to me here is the fact that there's two rather large concentrations of playable factions together. It just seems like it's a bit too much, especially around those regions. In regards to the faction mechanics, don't worry too much, we're going to have a series of videos coming out in the coming days just dedicated to different segments of this video. Though I must admit, I'm very curious about this non-recruitable heroes section that was highlighted in his armies area. Here we can see how settlement management works, which is pretty much the same way as all Total War games, with a few differences of course, which also highlights a bunch of different resource production buildings. For those not aware, resource management is extremely important in Total War Troy. We're also getting a look at one of the special buildings which allows the recruitment of one of those mythical units. This one in specific is that for the Centaur. Now, as you may be aware, mythical units aren't represented as monsters in this game, instead they are people who take a different aesthetic look. And it's confirmed here that there seems to be a unit capacity for these mythical units, meaning that you can't field entire armies of them. The Divine Will portion of the game seems rather interesting. It seems that you're not tied to one specific god of your pantheon, instead you can worship all of them. However, it seems that favor does decay, so you're going to have to be able to manage that quite well and be sure on what specific gods you want to focus on. The more you worship a specific deity, the more bonuses you unlock. Each god has its own different types of bonuses, so you can tailor your worship to the playstyle that fits you. Agents as usual once again return as expected from the Total War franchise, but it looks like we also have an epic version too, which seem to be mythical versions of agents. Here we see that we have access to 3 different mythical agents, the Satyr, the Seer, and the Gorgon, with the Gorgon being able to damage enemy garrisons with their terrifying gaze. Once again, going back to the Divine Will system, it looks like the further you've advanced with one god, or multiple gods, they will provide you benefits in battle too. Honestly, I'm not too sure what I think about this. It looks like it's taking a page from Total War Warhammer, where you're pretty much going to end up with doom stacks late game if you can manage to max out quite a few decent number of gods. I mean, just look at that balance to power. It seems a bit much, doesn't it? Now I'm going to try and avoid annoying you guys during the cinematic battle, just enjoy it and we'll be back very soon. Now we have to take into account that obviously this game is still in development, but it does seem that the textures for the units and horses are a bit off, especially when you're comparing it to the campaign terrain. Obviously we have to take into account once again that the game is still in development, so these things are subject to change. I mean, I hope at the very least, because the horses just seemed a bit too cartoonish. One mechanic I'm rather happy about is the fact that you'll be able to loot resources when defeating enemy armies. It's not just experience and money anymore. So if your production buildings aren't producing enough for what you actually need, it'll give you a bit more incentive to get into battle.
I advance. Policia. Ah, so I.
All in all, this video did provide a decent amount of new information, and what we're going to try and do over the next few coming days and weeks is dedicate videos to each specific section of the video so we can go into greater detail and analyze it properly. I just wanted to get this video out there, as I assume a bunch of my fellow creators are doing the same, just to make sure that people are aware of any new information coming out regarding this game. And just a quick note to those subscribed to the channel primarily because of Total War Warhammer, don't worry, this is not replacing the usual time slot. Warhammer is my main focus, but I am rather excited for Troy, to be honest, and I can't wait to play it myself.